Hi everyone, it's Marco Brown. I want to talk to the lawyers out there who own their own firms or are thinking about owning your own firms. Maybe you're working for a firm and you want to go out on your own, or you've owned a firm and you're a solo, like 56% of American attorneys, and you want to get bigger, or you just want to change how things work. I want to talk to you for a second. And my tip for the day is, if you own your own firm or you want to, you got to get rid of your pride. Get rid of all of your pride. In 2009, I was working for a big shop in New Mexico doing insurance defense. Worst job I ever had in my life. I hated every second of it. Last 3 months I was there, I didn't even smile. And decided to get out. My wife was really worried about me. I was really worried about me. So we left. Came back to Utah. My wife wanted to get a doctorate. Said, great, I hate my job. Let's do this. So we moved back here. 2010. Not a good year for attorneys. Everybody's kind of shutting things down. No one's hiring. So I decided to open a law firm. And I did everything under the sun. And what I mean everything under the sun, really, I mean everything under the sun. I worked, 60 hours, 70 hours a week in the law firm. And then I had to go back to the job I had during college as a junior in college to make things work. And it was at that point, I felt so low. I was making, I'm going to explain this a little more, $8.50 an hour on nights and weekends just to make ends meet. But I felt so low. I realized that if I was ever going to grow anything, that's exactly what I needed to do. That was the sacrifice I needed to make. I had to get rid of all of my pride. And $8.50 an hour, finally, after a couple months, got up to $12.50 an hour. I thought that was fantastic because that meant, that gave us some breathing room amazingly. But $8.50 an hour, I was working with intellectually impaired people. Still my favorite job I ever had in my entire life. I had it in college and after college. It was my career before I became an attorney. Loved it. But going back to the most menial of tasks, changing diapers for adults, wiping bums, doing these things for $8.50 an hour. If you've ever been in that situation, you know what that's like, but not many people have. Not many people have gone down that low as an attorney to create something and to get back on top. But that's where I was. And I just had to let everything go and do what I needed to do. And about 6 or 7 months into the law firm, everybody paid. I paid like $16,000, $17,000. And I knew I was gonna be okay. I kept that other job for another couple months just to be sure, but people were paying, so I was able to let go of that. And that's not the end of it though. So the mistakes I made in the law firm itself were just legion. The first few people I hired to do advertising were bums. They were terrible. LexisNexis was one of them. They're just pieces of garbage. And I spent tons and tons of money and made all sorts of horrendous mistakes going through that. But I needed to experiment with it. I needed to see what was good and what was bad in order to make things work. And again, you just got to get rid of your pride in making these decisions and realize that you're going to make some terrible ones and accept that. I took cases I shouldn't have taken, near malpractice sort of stuff where I just didn't know and I was trying to figure it out. Those were huge mistakes, and I counsel people not to do that anymore. But I realized that I needed to do that in order to figure out what I really wanted to do, which was family law. Figured out I was good at that, but I wouldn't have figured that out had I not done all of these other things. And just kind of stripped away my pride and said, okay, I'll take anything, I'll do this, and I'll figure it out. Really, starting a law firm and being super successful with it is a lot about tinkering. It's a lot about experimenting, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and then realizing that your idea of what is going to work is not always what is going to work. And that's, again, the pride issue. You just got to strip yourself of that. You may have the best idea under the sun, and then you go implement it, and it just doesn't function at all. And this thing you think is never going to work, you try it, and it works. Your ideas don't matter. Right? Money doesn't care about your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. Success is what it is, and you just need to tinker and get over yourself until you find what works, and then double down on those things that work, no matter what. So again, if you're gonna do this, just strip yourself of all your pride. You are nothing. You're trying to build something. and you're trying to build yourself into something. And you got to start low in order to get there. If you do that though, and you tinker, you double down on what works, you get yourself out of the way, you're going to be super, super successful. Hope that helps people out there. Hope my story resonates. If you need help moving away from a law firm to do your own thing or trying to grow what you have, let me know. I'm not selling anything. I just want to help lawyers live the lives that they want to live. So shoot me an email. It's marco@utdivorceattorney.com or call my office, 801-685-9999. Happy to help you however I can. Thanks, everyone.